right. Get this show on the road. Okay. All right, I think we're good there. All right, let's get the stream loaded up here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, little funk. Ooh. All right, let's see here. We're live. Mahan, you're back in here. What's going on, dude? Let me see. Let's get chat synced up here. Oh, let's start the Twitch. Start the Twitch. The Twitch. All right, I think we're active. Hey, we're active. We active. All right. Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? I appreciate you guys for joining me here today. Welcome back into Les Room. I've had a really busy week at work, you guys. So I've got a product that I kind of specialize in. It takes about, from start to finish, it takes about 2 months to finish, from start to finish, right? From pilot stage, investigational testing, preliminary testing, to bulk scale. And so I've been working on this go around of the project for the past few weeks, and I've been now I'm releasing it. So there's 6 portions of the product that I have to release. And I've released 3 of them, so feels good. We're able to really keep on moving. All right, so I want to take another crack at this guy here. We left off on this guy last time, this LeetCode problem 2 days ago. I didn't stream yesterday because I got home after my shift and I crashed. I got up really late, around like 10 p.m. I did some LeetCode on my own and played some games until pretty late in the morning, and then went back to sleep for a couple more hours and went back to work. So, it's just been a grind, you guys. The grind don't stop here. But I appreciate you guys being here. I think there was someone in here that asked about CS50P. I don't see the chat anymore, but if you're taking CS50P, it's a great course. I took it. I started with Harvard CS50P. It was pretty difficult at the start, just because I had never ever, seen anything to do with programming before. So it was a completely new type of way of thinking. And so once I was able to kind of get my feet under me, and I completed the course about a little over a year ago. And so yeah, well, not over a year ago. I started over a year ago. I completed it in summer 2024. All right, let's go ahead and get cracking here on this LeetCode problem. So I think I know how to solve this one. I've been thinking about it for a few days now, and I kind of understand BFS a little bit better now. I kind of understand what it's actually doing, right? So it's just, what we're doing is we have a queue of nodes that we want to basically, access their children for, and we're going to put this node in the queue, pop it out, access its children, go into here, put it in, and then access all their children. And so we'll get each row. Now, the thing that's kind of interesting about this problem is that we have to take these snapshots at various points, right? So I think we can use the length function to determine how many iterations we need to do. And then we can go ahead and solve, I think. So let's first set up our Q is equal to an empty list, and then we'll say a result is equal to an empty list, right? We'll also, inside of the queue, we'll just throw the root inside of the queue right off the bat. So say, while we have values inside of our queue, like while we have nodes that we want to cycle out, we're going to pop out the most recent value. So we'll say q.pop, right? And we're gonna pop at the 0 index, right? We either have to pop at the 0 or insert at the 0 and pop at the -1, right? Or at n-1. Now we could use a double-ended queue, a deck, to save some time that way. So we might want to try that out as well. But if we pop out the parent, right? We pop out the parent, we have access to 1 here. We're going to say child count is equal to the length of parent.children, right? And then we're going to say for I in the range of child count, right? We're going to loop over the child count just that many times. So we load up 1. I need to take a screenshot of it though, right? So let's say result.append Q at this stage, right? We're gonna do an iteration of 1 pop for 3 children, right? So this tells us how many children there are. And so we're gonna loop over 3 times. Right now, if I need to take the screenshot basically of the row, at what point, so it pops the queue out. So this will remove the value, so I don't want to do that. So if we pop the value out,
Tim says Mike start a machine learning course. Also thoughts on Damian Lillard signing with the Trailblazers.
I knew you were going to ask about that, Tim. It should be interesting to see how it goes with him coming back. So if we want to loop over the child count, it's going to remove the 1 and then do 3 loops, adding all 3 children to the queue. So we'll say
Shivam says you have to process level by level. You can use new queue to add all childs of the previous level queue node.
Okay, so if we're trying to, right, if we can take the length of the child.
Tim says when I found out I fell to my knees in the McDonald's.
Tim was at work. Okay, so the thing is I'm trying to figure out when we need to take the length and to do it how many times. Okay, so let me grab my piece of paper real quick.
Tim says the McCrispy strips are fire, by the way.
I heard those are trash, Tim. I heard that those were garbo. I heard that they were like super, like not worth. Anybody had the McCrispy strips out there? Oh, whoops. Okay, so if I have, right, if I said right now I have 1, right?
Shivam says yesterday I done my 500th LC problem.
Add 3, 2, 4 into
Charlie says, they mid compared to others.
we
Tim says what are your culinary qualifications but don't sass me.
I was in the air. 3, 2, 4.
Tim says Mike the music is blasting.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. I don't know how that happened. So if we add the 3, 2, 4 into the queue, how can I just know when to take the screenshot, basically? Because then I pop out the 3 on the next
Mahan
pass.
says sound too low, Mike.
So then if we say, okay, so 1 is gonna get popped out. Note the root node here is gonna get popped out. We right at this, and then okay, and then we add all of its children to the queue. And now we're stuck on the next pass with 3, 2, 4. We pop out 3. We take a screenshot, 3, 2, 4. We pop out the 3.
Mahan has donated $5 and says a cup of coffee. Or
Hey, Mahan. Thanks, dude. Wow, thank you, my guy. Welcome back into the stream. Mahan coming back in. Thanks, my guy. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. We grinding. So if we add the 3, 2, 4 into the queue. Hey, Mr. Austin. How you going, my guy? How's it going? Okay, so then, right, the thing is though, is I pop out the 3. So now I just have 2 and 4. And then I'm adding 3's children in.
Mahan said it should be warm comeback, haha.
So how can I just take like an overarching, okay, so if I single parent, I need to know the length of all the children, right? Of this parent, and then this one. So I found 3 total kids, right? In the first pass. So I add them all to the queue. Oh my gosh. See, I just don't get how we're supposed to screenshot the level, basically, by knowing when in our queue does the next level come around. Well, for each pass in here, so once we've processed all of the children, but that's not, I don't want to do this on a single node basis because I have to also do this for each node within here. And if I pop out each of those, oh, I need to do 3 pops for all the children. So we put the root in there. And then I need to see how many children there are. So if we do one more loop than the child count, we're not going to access every child and one more, right? So we can q.pop equals 0, right? And then we're going to access. So if we just pop the parent, and then if I put the parent, right, if I say res.append, we say res.append q up here, right? But then how can I distinguish on the next pass Hey, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Shamello. I like it. Thank you. So if I want to stop, so this is while I have stuff in the queue, it'll pop out and then that value. And then once we have access to the parent, I don't want to, if I say, right, if I just go for child in right, and then we just node.val for node in queue.
Glurps says hey.
Right, so this will just, I think this will just, okay, 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6. Right. So we're getting overlap, right? We need to be able to distinguish when, but we are successfully getting.
Tim says, which course are we starting, Mike?
So we are successful. So so if I just go, so we just need to say, like, have some logic here of if we should take the screenshot, right? If new level, we'll take append. So we'll say new level equals true right off the jump, right? If new level will append, else we'll just go ahead and pop. So how can we determine if there's a new level? So if there's a new level, right, we're going to append and then set new level equal to false here, right? Because we're now have appended and we're oh. Okay, so this is going to be the queue right up front here. So then we're going to say while queue, we're going to pop the parent, which will be the current root. We're going to access every child and go on. And then at the end, I'm putting every child. We add stuff to the end of the queue. Now if I
just randomly saw this theme in my feed, gotta say, as a software engineer with 20 years experience, it's rad to see folks trying to actually understand
Hey Chris,
what we're doing rather
nice dude,
right.
Thanks so much for coming in, my guy. Kingler, how's it going, my guy? Shamello, I appreciate you coming in, Chris. Awesome, thanks so much, man. Yeah, I've been streaming every single day, trying to teach myself, code, merging into my biology and chemistry field, practicing LeetCode, algorithms, data structures, building projects from scratch. Yeah, it's been fun. But I'm trying to figure out how we can determine when we are on the next cycle. So, okay, so right now we have stuff in our queue. So let's take the length of our queue, right? So we'll say cycles is equal to the length of the queue, right? We pop the parent. We say while cycles is greater than 0. Or we could say like for range cycles, right? We're going to do something that many times. Right, and then we're going to pop the parent and add the child of the said parent, which is currently in the queue. And then at the end of the loop,
Jessen says, hey Michael, I'm curious, where did you learn DS and algorithms?
For the end of the loop, I'm going to go result.append node.val for node in queue, right?
Jessen says, Chris Rio, that's awesome.
So if we take a count of how many cycles we're going to do while we enter on the new pass, right? Right, so each while loop will be for a new level, right? So the outer while loop is for each level or queue, right? Each queue loop we're going to do is going to be for each level, right? We're going to take a count of how many cycles we're going to do per level, which is how many nodes there are per level. So in this first pass of the queue, there's one node. So we're going to take the length of one node, iterate over that length, and pop that singular node. And then for every child that's in that node within those cycle counts, we're going to append that child to the queue. And then we're going to take a screenshot of the queue after we loop through the amount of cycles. I think that's our answer. Queue ends. Oh, no way. Come on, show me the money. Oh, dang it. Empty list. Jessen, I'm curious, where did you learn DSA and algorithms? Mainly from just practicing LeetCode problems, and but mainly in my books, data structures and algorithms in Python. So this book we've been reading on stream, we've read up to chapter 11, which I don't know, it's pretty deep in this thing. So we've read almost like, I think 400 and something pages of this book live on stream. So this was all about DSA. This book taught me all about time complexity, space complexity, big O notation, big theta, big omega. I learned it all from this book in the first couple of chapters, as well as, you know, more object-oriented programming relating to Python and data structures, because obviously Python is object-oriented in terms of its behaviors. So learning time complexity of algorithms and space complexity, as well as the different types of, you know, functions thereof, and then, you know, array-based sequences and all that jazz.
Try live streaming coding. I would love to know what you use for your setup. Sucks says hi.
Hey, how's it going, Sucks? I just have a MacBook Pro, M3 Pro, not the base version, but the upgraded chip, and I have 36 gigs of RAM. It's the 14-inch version, and then I just have a monitor here, and then I removed the other monitor setup, because I have that actually hooked up to my PC now, so I just toggle on in between my computer, my laptop, and my main monitor for my stream, and then my main monitor and my secondary monitor for my gaming PC that I got. And so then what I'm hopefully going to do is maybe I've used like the way where you can send packets over. I might either get like a stream capture card or something, so where I can use my MacBook Pro to stream my gaming PC, so I could stream CS:GO. I have the M2 Pro. Nice, dude. Yeah, I didn't feel like it was necessary to upgrade for the M3. Just OBS. I thought about maybe getting into Streamlabs and stuff, but what's not broke, don't fix. OBS is pretty easy. But Streamlabs, you can add all those like effects and have like soundboard. Like, it's just a lot more like user friendly, I guess. But OBS is open source. There's a ton of third party like stuff. Like for my multi-stream, I'm using a third party plugin. Okay, so. So I'll say if root
Jessen says, do you just use your MacBook webcam and mic?
Yeah, I just use the MacBook webcam and mic. It's honestly this generation of MacBook, the M3, M4 mic. The M4 I think even has a little bit better of a camera, but it's to the point now where like the built-in stuff on Apple is actually decent enough to where you kind of don't need, it gets the job done, right? So we'll say if root, but then we'll take this, we'll put res out here. Right, and then we'll just put res here like this, and then we'll put q out here, right, and then I'll say q.append.
Says, should I learn Python or
root.
stick with Luau?
We'll do res.append. No matter what, we're going to.
Jessen says, sucks Python can do a lot, man, depends on what type of problem you want to solve. I would say Python will make more sense
these
to learn
edge
in the
cases.
long run. Jessen says, even I don't know Lua.
Come on.
have been doing Lua for 1 year.
Okay, let's optimize this. Let's do from collections, import. Hey, we solved it. We gotta run over. Hey, we solved it. Hey, come on, we gotta take our wins. We gotta take our wins. Let's go. All right, now let's import this. Let's do a deck.
Jessen says, if that's what makes you comfortable, keep learning.
Let's do a deck here. Let's do this. Right, so then I will pop left.
Sucks says INP Lua but wanted to be like Michael and make websites, but I don't what to do.
So now if I run this, it's gonna be a little faster now with the deck. Way faster with the deck. Yay! Come on, let's go! Woo! How you guys like that one? All right, I feels good. I'm glad we were able to come back to this one. So we stepped away from this problem last stream, and I took some time to think about it. I knew I needed to use BFS, but I needed to use it in a specific orientation and take kind of screenshots at each level, and I wasn't sure how to do that. I knew I needed some sort of overarching loop, but I just didn't know where to put it. And so I was able to figure it out here. Now, this probably isn't the cleanest way. Let's go ahead and let's go to chat here. Let's go to chat here and let's say, hello. I solved
Jessen says,
LeetCode
in Discord, would you mind sharing your
429.
I would love to set up my scenes, but I don't know where to start.
I would like some feedback regarding my code and clean /algo. Don't show me code, let's just talk through it. Right, guys? Remember, like when you prompt your AI, just don't show me code, let's just talk through my reasoning. Feel free to ask me clarifying questions. All right, let's take our code here.
Streamlabs is easier. Sucks says that obs.
All right, here we go. Congrats on solving LeetCode 429. That's a classic any array, whatever that is, tree level order traversal problem. And from your code, it looks like you've gotten the structure and flow solid. Let's break down your approach, your logic, and a few discussion points. What you did well: correct use of a queue. You used the deck properly to manage the low level order traversal. That's the backbone of the BFS, and you nailed it. Smart pre-check for root. You avoided unnecessary work by checking if root before doing the loop. Clean and defensive. Level tracking via cycles, length of queue. This is the key to avoiding the issue you ran into earlier, right? You're snapshotting the number of nodes currently in the queue before processing, which is cleanly separates one level from the next. Awesome follow through from your previous insight. Appending res per level. You're appending a list of values to res for each level. Good design. You're treating each level as a batch and grouping values accordingly. Let's dive deeper. Why do you append root.value before the while loop? You're front loading the first level manually. While that works, it slightly decouples the logic. Your while loop handles levels starting from children, not the root. Did you do this to simplify handling the root edge case, or were you trying to avoid checking if queue inside the loop of the body? But if you're aiming for consistent logic across all levels, it might be worth considering pushing all levels processing into the loop. You're checking queue guard before, if queue guard before appending next level. What is the intent? Interesting. Sweet. Nice, you guys. Nice. Feels good, feels good. What should we do now? I don't know. What should we do, you guys? What do you want to do? Michael, if I asked in Discord, would you mind sharing your OBS settings? Yeah, no worries. I can share that. It's pretty much just the defaults, honestly. Like, it's nothing really crazy. Do we work on Stalker? I don't really want to work on it. I'm kind of bored with the project, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap with you. I'm a little bored with the project Stalker.
Any projects you've been working on?
Yeah, we've been working on the Stalker. Speaking of which, I was just saying I'm a little bit bored with my current project. I kind of want to start something new. I don't know. But this is our current project, is the Stalker portfolio application, where you have the ability to load accounts into an overarching portfolio. Start a course or fire up League.
Sucks says Michael, I want to learn Python with website development and advice to use.
Website development. Honestly, the way I go about it probably isn't the best way, the most modern way, because
WHT's up, what's up, dude?
I kind of do a lot more like manual stuff. Like, there's ways to build websites and stuff with Python and with like the Django or Jinja syntax and stuff like that, to like kind of have like templates that are used over and over again to kind of quickly, make these web pages and traverse from page to page. Now, I don't know. I'm not really like.
Mohan says learn some stuff, Mike.
The way I've been doing it, I've kind of just been like kind of heavily relying a lot more on like back-end stuff, because I am more Python oriented. So like, yeah, I'm designing like React and Tailwind with like my styles and what, but really all my functionality is not on with JavaScript at all. Like, I do have some events that I have to, take place and handle with JavaScript on the front end, but whenever I can, I try to use Python, and so I'm a little bit limited on like, speed and front end capabilities, like in terms of like JavaScript packages and like frameworks and all this different kind of stuff. There's tons of stuff you can use. But yeah, anybody have any good like AI? Should we start diving into AI and like machine learning and stuff? Like, should we do like a goal of like 30 days machine learning starting in August? 30 days straight machine learning.
Shop says same here. I am not a design person at all. I do like backend and all.
Yeah, I like the design. No, not this bot. I do like design and stuff, but I much prefer the puzzles and stuff with Python.
So how did you make Stalker with that style and a pair apps?
With just Python Tkinter. So Tkinter in Python is just a way you can kind of use widgets to build these front-end sites, similar to what you would do with like React, but just kind of like its own little way of using Python. It's pretty similar, like using kind of widget components or whatever, or like, or using HTML or whatever, with just some kind of built-in stylings.
Tim says start machine learning. Maybe after the course you can do a project and look into any ML related roles. Maybe you'll like it, bro.
Machine learning. Oh boy. Well, we started for those that we started Calculus 1. We started Calculus 1 and we failed at keeping up with that, guys. Oh my gosh. It's so I'm right there with you guys in terms of it's really hard to get yourself to learn independently, but to learn mathematics independently. It's hard because with programming you can like build stuff, we can build like projects and like it's fun that way, but with the math, man, it's just straight grinding, practice problems and learning. Like there's really like it's hard to put that application in there like with programming and stuff. All right, should we
Tim says I have a friend in a machine learning internship and he got all C's and below in math tiers.
Dude, machine learning internship? Dude, I keep seeing all I see on job postings on LinkedIn is machine learning engineer, and this minimum salaries here in the Bay Area are like $250,000 minimum starting point. It's just so crazy, man. It must be so nice just to be like one of those guys that just like knows that stuff crazy and can get one of those jobs easy, because you're just like, I got all this I can pick from. Like, right? They need you. Oh, but there's definitely, I think that's the avenue to go down because that's where all the job postings are. I don't know. But I don't even know how to get started. Like, where do we even, should we use chat? Should we be like, yo, let's do a chat. Let's do a prompt here. Hello. I am currently I'm currently dealing with the dilemma of where to go next in terms of my programming and coding journey. I am interested in continuing down my science path and incorporating chemistry and biology into programming to hopefully get a job merging the fields together. I am also interested in design and front-end stuff as well, but just not as much, period. I was thinking, with the current market and the way things are going, to kind of dive down into AI and machine learning, but it seems pretty daunting to kind of get into, and I really don't know where to begin. Or just in general, more like lower level programming, or I'm kind of at a loss in general about where to go from here. I've kind of gained a pretty good, intermediate level of Python to where I can fluently kind of write at the top of my head to kind of create projects and solve problems, with some struggle, but not as much as I had in the past. And I'm able to work through problems on my own, period. I built many projects like SpectroSim, ChromaPlot, Stalker, Small Business Manager, etc. What do you think, given your knowledge and given the current market? Yeah. That's how you prompt, boys. That's how you prompt. That's how you give a prompt right there. All right, let's have a discussion here. Where should we go? I really appreciate how honestly and deeply you're reflecting on your next steps. That feeling of I'm capable, I've built things, and I don't quite know where to go next is exactly the threshold between intermediate and advanced, and you're standing on it. Let's map this out together. Here's what I heard clearly from your message. Your current position. You're fluent in Python and can build things solo. You've completed meaningful personal projects, SpectroSim, ChromaPlot, Stalker, Small Business Manager. You've done LeetCode and can debug and solve algorithmic problems without hand-holding. You've expressed... I broke my pen.
Did you prompt the AI on the current state of the market? It's worse than when it was trained in 2023.
Yeah, it's a little dated. You've done LeetCode and can debug and solve algorithmic problems without hand-holding. You've expressed interest in AI and ML, but find it intimidating. You also enjoy design and front-end, but it's secondary to your science and programming interest. You're looking to merge chemistry, biology with coding, want to know where the career-ready paths are. The current market and trends. Mid-20... Here you go, Tim. Here we go. This is the key insights. Here's what's happening in the real world that aligns with your strengths. Computational biology, bioinformatics, chem, and informatics. We know this. These are booming due to biotech, R&D, and AI drug discovery, personalized medicine, etc. Python is dominant here. NumPy, Pandas, BioPython, RDKit, PyTorch, etc. Roles include research software engineer, bioinformatics analyst, cheminformatics engineer, AI and drug discovery, machine learning engineer, and biotech. Companies like RX Recursion, Deep Genetics, GeneTech, AI, ML, and life sciences. ML is being applied to molecule generation, reaction prediction, cell image analysis, gene sequencing, If you can wrap your head around modeling scientific data with machine learning, your chemistry, biology knowledge will become a weapon. You don't need to become a deep learning expert overnight. Even being able to clean, visualize, and model scientific data sets puts you ahead. Back-end tooling roles at scientific companies. These orgs often need internal tools for data visualization, experiment tracking, lab automation. You can be the person who builds those. You're deeply valuable. Not just a web dev, but someone who understands the lab. Now let's talk about paths or options. There are 3 realistic paths you can follow that won't overwhelm you, but will level you up significantly and make you marketable. Path 1. Machine learning engineer for scientific data. Why? Leverages your scientific background in Python, positions you at the intersection of biotech and AI. Learn Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib deeply. You probably already have done this. study scikit-learn regression classification clustering. Pick a domain, data asset, spectroscopy, protein fold, gene expression. Try model something, then ease into PyTorch or TensorFlow, starting with linear models and feed forward nets. Why the job market is quietly hungry for devs who can parse, visualize, or work with molecular genomic data. Learn RDKit for molecules or BioPython for sequences. Take a public data set like PubChem or PDB or UniProt. Build a tool to clean and analyze data. Just wants me to build stuff. We're at, what do we, I'll say, I've taken Harvard CS50P and Harvard CS50X and have started some of the Khan Academy Calculus 1, but have kind of fallen off the horse. Are there any courses that are free that you recommend for kind of continuing my learning in this area? I've been taking Python CS50X. You've really built a solid foundation. You're at the beginner, or you're in the growth zone. You want to continue MIT 60001 or 6002, Intro to CS in Python, hosted on MIT OpenCourseWare. Should we do these courses? 6001, 6002? Let's look them up. Let's look up OpenCourseWare. .0001. You think this one's too beginner? It's 2.0. All right, I guess we don't need this course. We just we solved all the problems.
I also sent a Reddit link in your Discord. Almost all of those courses are so useful.
Oh, let's go check them out. Working on ML for a while, I feel like we benefit from a few formal courses that help me build my foundational knowledge. I'm especially learning and taking courses that come with this certificate.
Mohan says check them on stream, maybe they can also use suggest.
Hello, my name is Andre.
You guys like this guy? Do we recommend this guy? Is this guy goated? Andre?
and I've been training deep neural networks for a bit more than a decade. And in this lecture, I'd like to show you what neural network training looks like under the hood. So
What's this one? This is Andre again.
Mohan says he knows what he's doing, TBH.
Yeah. Practical deep learning getting started. I don't know what to do. What should we do, guys? Should we put a poll in chat?
Mohan says, but depends if you can catch info from him. Mohan says teach style wise.
Dive into deep learning. It's a book. I'll work at Amazon. Do they all work? Oh, almost everybody here works at Amazon. That's crazy. It's kind of wild that modern, that just like these kind of like modern, I don't know, like geniuses or like experts are just like kind of like accessible. They just work at like Amazon. It's like, it's like
Mohan says lol.
you kind of think of these people as like, gods or whatever of like in programming, and then just like, oh, just like work over at Amazon. Like that's like not like it's like nothing, but like it's
Tim
just like
says
it's
I
kind
did
of
machine learning
interesting.
with Python on Coursera, I believe. Tim says good warm up.
That they kind of like just work a 9 to 5 job like everybody else. Right? That's the thing that I think is funny. I did machine learning Python on Coursera, I believe. My Python machine learning with Coursera. July 17th. We gotta start right now. Oh boy. Should we do this one? Should we enroll in it and start it tomorrow?
Mohan says there is one I recently started. Let me send a link.
I gotta figure out if we even want to do ML or do we want to do something else. AI ML, I mean that's where the world's going. So it might be smart, to finally just bite the bullet and get into it, What do you guys think? What are you guys studying? Let me know who else out there is in here besides Tim and Mahan. What are you guys studying? What are you guys working on? So
Tim
this is the
says,
guy that wrote the
Discord
book.
poll. My last poll was highly successful. Sucks says this will be fun.
Yeah, hi everyone, welcome back to
That's not what I expected him to look like.
the new semester.
Internet
I
Spectator
hope you had a
says,
nice summer
making a
break.
That
GPR
thousand
teaching
eye.
using C and Raylid.
Sebastian got that 1,000 eye stare. He got that 1,000 eye stare right now. Look at that. He's in your soul.
So, in this brief video, I want to just go over some of the
Sucks
course
says you should learn C.
We did learn some C at the beginning of Harvard CS50X. The first 3 or 4 lectures, I think it's the first 3 weeks are on, week 1, 2, and 3 are on C, programming in C. So we did get some familiarity with C and some basics, basic, arrays, memory handling, what is it, malloc, and
Tim says
free.
Sebastian might be under the influence.
He's off the coke. He is off the crystal.
material, and we'll talk about how we are going to work together in this course, because it will be a little bit different than a usual course where we have in-person sessions.
Interesting. Okay. Should we watch this video? Should we do Sebastian Roschka's machine learning overview? What do you guys think? "2D RPG? That sounds fun."
Mohan says let's see how it goes.
Should we start it today or tomorrow? What should we do? Or should we do another LeetCode today? Or what do you guys... I don't know which... Oh, gosh. Okay, so this is Introduction to Computer Science and Programming in Python. I don't think we really need to do this one, because this one's probably similar to CS50P.
Sux says, today.
Which of the below is a getter method for the number of wheels?
Sux says, W. Michael.
Which should we replace the blank to create a class that inherits animals in the code below? And with this definition of dog, you run a program with a line 1, line 2, and line 3 above. What happens? Refer to lecture signs. With this definition of dog, you run a program with line 1,
says,
line 2, and line 3 above. What happens? So dog of 7. Not sure why you'd have a 7. It would use the init for animal, but then error in line 2 because dog doesn't have a set name method. Well, dog might have a set name. It uses the init and set name from animal, but error in line 3 because all methods must return something. No. Creates and runs dog object line 7 and prints rough. Okay, so we can solve these problems without even watching the lecture, so I don't think we need to do this course. This is probably just basics into Python. So let's maybe take a look at 6.0002 then. Introduction to Computational Thinking and Databases and Data Science. Learn about Python, growth mindset, user rubber ducks in the interview.
I'm Sarah Hansen, and today I'm talking with Annabelle. She's a super smart.
You've been here for about 10 years, and you spend most of your time thinking about and teaching people who are new to programming, introducing them. And I'm wondering what that means to you, why you're interested in teaching, in particular, like people like me. What do you get out of that? And tell me about
that are always too easy, because then you'll never.
What little no. Yeah, this one's probably better to take. I think we should do this one. Okay, so let's see here. This is the syllabus. You have 15 calendar weeks. Okay, it's kind of a lot. These are very long. 40 minutes. 48. So they're 50 minutes long, like college lectures. Yeah. Oh, throwback to the 50-minute lectures on college. Those were so clutch. Remember Tuesdays, Thursdays when you would have hour 15-minute or hour 30-minute lectures? Bro, those ones were brutal. After the hour mark, it's faded. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I think we're going to take this course and then we'll watch some of Sebastian's videos to go deeper into machine learning.
Sucks says Michael, I'm going to learn C.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the Discord here. Let's go ahead and make a, if you guys aren't in the Discord, this is a complete roadmap of all my learning resources. Let's go ahead and make a new category called
Sucks says with my friend then we will hop to C++ and Rust. Internet Spectator says, it's a fun language.
let's do, I guess let's do the book stack again here. We'll say MIT open course where is that all one word? Is it all one word? Open courseware. All right. Let's create this category, and then we'll throw on a new channel for. So let's duplicate this bad boy. Let's call this 6.6000.2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. We'll call this Introduction to Computational Thinking in Data Science. ICTDC. ICTDC. Whatever, that's fine. Okay, so this is going to go into MIT OpenCourseWare. And we'll bring this up here. Let's go away. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have this course now that we can track and go through basically week by week. So this is like their second semester Python course then. Okay.
Tim says, Discord admin.
Discord admin. 6-002, or should we just make it? Just do 6002. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and make an intro thing for that section of the Discord. Mahan was doing machine learning with introduction to TensorFlow. Mahan was doing one of these. Meta full stack developer. Okay, I'm excited, cool. So then what we'll do is we'll start this course tomorrow is my goal, and we'll do, honestly, I'm gonna probably go a lecture a day. We can bang it out in 15 days. Do you guys think we could do it? MIT course in 2 weeks? What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for this? Are you guys planning on doing this course with me? Anybody out there? So we're going to be doing starting the Introduction to Computational Thinking in Data Science, which gets into like graph theory models, confidence intervals, sampling standard error, machine learning, right? And then statistical science, wrap up, things like that. So I think this will be a good course to kind of get some practice into more analytical Python development, right?
Charlie says, hell yeah. Tim says, looks terrific, Mike.
Okay, so.
Keep says, Mike the man, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Keep? Welcome back in, my guy.
Four says, good plan.
Okay, so I am going, let's say, okay, I'm going to take the MIT 6.0002 course. I went ahead and looked at the 6.0001 course, and I was already able to solve most of the in-lecture problems that were given for the homework assignments just off of the top of my head. So I think I'm already too advanced for that course. So 6.0002 could help bridge the gap into more analytical programming in Python versus kind of basic fundamentals. Perfect choice, exactly the kind of bridge course is someone like you beyond the basics but ready to sharpen their skills on optimization, dynamic programming, and data modeling. It's pushed you to think about problems more mathematically and algorithmically, which is perfect preparation for AI, ML, or computational science work. Do all the problem sets fully, even if the concepts feel familiar. Okay, cool. I'm excited. So make sure you guys are here for tomorrow, right? So tomorrow we're going to be starting this course. I really just want to get some structure. I think we're getting to this point where like we can keep picking up books and stuff and reading, but it's kind of getting hard because I'm just kind of picking things up and then they're fading out. So I want to get some more structure in terms of my learning, and I feel like the courses kind of do help do that, and just keep me to more of a schedule with you guys. And then also I have I want to finish. I want to get the course done. I want to complete it, so it'll be more motivating that way, I think, as well. Plus, I want to learn from these professors who have a lot of experience and knowledge at MIT, Harvard, and stuff. So I think it's good to hear their point of views and perspectives on these problems and their on these ideas, and so that'll be fun. So make sure you guys are here tomorrow to start this course with me.
Pakistani says, yo, sorry if I am disturbing you, but I am gonna write a long message. So basically I am a 15-year-old. I don't know what I am doing. LOL, like I want to learn shit, but can't seem to start IDK.
Welcome in, dude. Well, this is a great opportunity for you actually, because we were just brainstorming and going over the next course that we're going to take on the channel. And I think we're going to take this Introduction to Computational Thinking and Data Science offered through MIT 6.0002 Open Courseware course. So I think it'd be a great opportunity, ordinary Pakistani, for you to take this course alongside me over the next 2 weeks to really grind. Yeah, it might be hard and it might be difficult for the both of us to learn some of these things, but we're gonna get through them, and we'll and maybe in 2 weeks time in the future, I probably will guarantee you'll feel a little bit more comfortable with some of these topics, just by putting in that time and at least starting. And now that's the point of this stream, is that we can work together to learn things together rather than just being independently, not knowing where to start, feeling, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, blah 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 blah, I'll do it the next day, I'll do it the next day, I'll do it the next day, right? So this can be a great opportunity for us to really work together and learn some new topics together. So we'll go ahead and do this course.
Mahan says, Mike, how come every time I come to stream you starting a new course, but next time you give up? LMAO.
We only did that with calculus. We haven't given up. We have not given up. We might need to set a schedule to where we every Monday, no matter what, we do math, math Mondays or something. We have to. It's just brutal, because I'm coming after work, and having to teach myself math after work is just so much more harder than teaching myself programming. So, but yeah, you're roasting me there. Roasting me.
Tim says Calc 1 is just on a slight delay FR.
Just on a slight delay, for real. If you guys are here, I appreciate if you guys could leave a like on the stream. Honestly, guys, it's completely free. It really does actually. I know all the YouTubers push for that BS, but it really does help. YouTube is pretty picky about when it'll promote you and whatnot. So keep pushing that thumbs up on the stream, especially if you're excited about this course that we're going to take coming up here and get into. I'm actually really excited to get into this. I really like more formal learning as well.
Says do weekend then lol.
Yeah, we might need to do the weekend, Saturday morning. We do math every Saturday morning. But that requires me to get up, and I'm not very good at getting up.
Says, did you not do Calcos in your undergraduate already?
No, I did. That's the thing, is we're trying to do it again. So I have this part of me that's I've already done it. I've already done it. It's in there somewhere, but it's faded, man. I took it when I was a freshman in college. I'm 26 right now, so that was 6-7 years ago when I was 19, 18, 19, right? 7-8 years ago, actually. So yeah, geez Louise, it's been a long time. Limits, derivatives, integrals, all that jazz. Okay, so let's take a peek at this. So we're going to get into this lecture tomorrow. So this is Professor Gutak provides an overview of the course and discusses how we use computational models to understand the world in which we live. In particular, he discusses the knapsack problem and greedy algorithms. Okay.
Mohan says 27 Mike, damn you getting old. Pushing 30 SS.
I know, right? 26 going on 27 is pretty nuts, man. I feel like I just turned 21. Ah! Okay. Nice. So let me go ahead and...
Tim says, wow, 27, it's downhill from there.
27 downhill from there. Y'all are trolling. For real. Okay, that's fine. We'll just come back to this tomorrow then. I want to start it kind of fresh. And then we'll
Mohan
also
says
watch
Mike
some of
was
this guys
already
as well.
depressed, him ruining the mood, LMFAO.
Already depressed. You're making him lose his focus. Honestly, you guys, Stalker, I'm a little bit bored. I need you guys to build up with me. Come on, you guys. Somebody build some part of the Stalker on make a PR and build it. I've done about literally I have built like half of it so far alone. Somebody help me. Help me. I've built like half of this thing solo. I need some help. Somebody. Should we just watch like a video or something before we call it for today? Anybody have any good
Tim
like...
says web app time.
Should we just convert it and bite it early? Yeah, we might need to. We got like a good proof of concept going here. Now we can just convert it.
So I really do want to look at this article. It's called the XOR trick.
Tim
A, it's
says
not
give
AI,
us
so it
issues,
makes
Mike. We
everybody
don't
happy,
know
but
where to
B,
start.
It makes me happy. I know that no one's going to actually watch this video, but for me, it actually makes me really happy. For those that don't know, there's like a lot of cool things you can do with XOR. So even before reading this article, the reason why I wanted to read it is that I just love the idea of XOR because XOR is just such a fun thing.
Mohan says Mike, I'm in the same boat. I'm working on 2 startups. One of them my partner isn't tech head, the other been sick or STH for last 3 weeks to the point I already done with the project. Mohan says lol. Rishab says God late again.
Hey, Rishab.
Exclusive or meaning if one of them is true, then the statement is true. If both are true or both are false, it's not true. So this would be not true, true, true. Then we XOR this again, right? So I'll go like this. We XOR this again. This would be 0, 1, 0, 1. And then we can XOR this bad boy one last time. 1, 1, 0, 1. 1, 1, 0, 0. What do we get? We get 0, 0, or we get 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, if I go like this, A equals B equals A.
Tim says Mohan Shold partnered with Mike.
Still equals the same thing. Then I go like this, B equals this, A equals this, and then I throw in A now equals this. You'll notice that the value of A, which is 0, 1, 1, 0, and the value of B, which is, here, I'll put it right down here, 0, 1, 0. I swapped the value of A and D. And so I love XOR. I think XOR is super cool, and I'm sure there's other tricks I don't even know about when it comes to XOR, because you can do all sorts of really cool things when it comes to XOR. It's like, it's so neat. So let's look at this. There's a whole bunch of popular interview questions that can be solved in one of two ways, either using common data structures and algorithms in a sensible manner, or by using some properties of XOR in a seemingly hard to understand way. Oh my gosh, I'm already so excited. This is so exciting. Well, it seems unreasonable to expect, because one time I wrote, what's it called? I tried to write in 20 minutes in C a linked list that only uses XOR. Almost got there. out there in 20 minutes. It took like 22 minutes, but you can write a linked list, a doubly linked list using just XOR. You can XOR in memory, you can XOR links, you can do all sorts of fun stuff. What are the practical use cases? To make whiteboard interviewers feel
Mahan
dumb.
says, Tim, I love to, but
That's
Mike
the
is too
goal.
busy, lol.
You go into a whiteboard interview and they're like, hey, why don't you do this doubly linked list? And you're like, I got that. Don't worry, hey, I got you a doubly linked list. And then you use then you just throw in
Mahan, you a startup?
A
Mahan's a tech bro.
equals A XOR B. B equals A XOR B. A equals A XOR B. And boom, you have yourself two swapped pointers. Oh my gosh, they're going to be like, what? And you're like, yeah, I linked list. What are you talking about? Oh, I didn't realize this job you created temporary memory. Yeah, right, you gross. Okay, this is caveman logic prime. Of course it is. I'm a caveman.
I don't really know what he's talking about.
I'm still in South Dakota. You didn't know this? I'm supposed to work here and you don't know basic logic? While it seems unreasonable to expect the XOR solution in interviews, it is quite fun to figure out how they work. As it turns out, they are all based on the same fundamental trick we will derive in a bottom-up way in this post. Afterwards, we'll look at a bunch of applications that use XOR tricks, such as solving the popular interview question. You are given an array of
exercise
n
ball?
minus 1 integers, which are in a range between 1 and n. All numbers appear exactly once. Except
Mahan says next time we went on call or STH, I will show you if you like to see what I'm building, Mike.
Oh, interesting. How would you do that? Okay, so this must be immediately in my head. I think of this must be uneven level protection, right? You could probably do ULP FEC. This is probably a variant of FEC. Oh my gosh, I want to know about this. Of course, there are a number of
Mahan
straightforward
says
ways
yes,
to solve
he
this
is.
problem, but there are also but there is also a perhaps surprising one using XOR. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Hey everybody, I had a stroke. Hey everybody, I had a stroke. Hi, I had a stroke. Unstroking. All right, XOR is a logical operator that works on bits. Let's denote it by this thing. My first thought of using XOR here, I honestly have no idea how to do this I have no idea how you would do this with XOR other than doing this. You have a uint8 array, right? You have you could just use uint8 array, right? And inside of your uint8 array, you take whatever number you find, right? Which is, this number is somewhere between 1 to n, right? So x is somewhere in there. And you go literally x, the floor of x divided by 8, just for you JavaScript kiddies, just in case you forget that when you divide, it should be an integer. Should be a float. I'm kidding. I actually really love the fact that in dynamic languages, you don't have to do stupid number conversion. You do one of these ones. Okay, so this is where it appears in here. And then you could do a fun little mod 8, right, to know what bit you're flipping. And then you could do a little 1 over x mod 8 minus 1, right? X mod 8 minus 1. You can do that. And then flip all your bits and then walk through this int. Then walk through this array until you hit the first 0. Like, you could do that. That would be a way. But I feel like that's crappy. Sneaky insert the 8 there. Thank you. It was a very sneaky. XOR int range. Then XOR the array. Then diff. See, I'm not sure. Hold on.
Tim
XOR
says this guy looks like a gamer, but he's actually a CS nerd.
Let's denote it by...
He plays... Oh, yeah. CS. Yeah, he's pretty smart. I like his
bits,
videos.
See, I feel like this is an uneven level protection, right? That's
Trash
what it's called.
Ketchum says, what are we
RTM.
learning from the Primogen?
Yo, Ryan. Dude. Bro, Ryan, I messaged you a while ago. I asked you if you ever completed the CS50 course. Did you ever finish it, my guy? It's been like months. You're alive. I remember you were going into like surgery or something. How you doing, dude? We're just watching a video. We're just kind of doing more of a chill hangout sesh here. I'm honestly not really wanting to code right now. We solved a LeetCode problem at the beginning, and then we went over some courses, and we picked out a new course that we're going to start up, the MIT 6.0002 course. Kind of more getting into more intermediate, advanced, ways of thinking of Python and programming, graphs and all that kind of jazz and machine learning, kind of starting that path. So thanks so much for coming in again, dude. What's going on?
RTMP correction algorithm. I bet you it's going to be awesome. If 2 bits it takes in the input are the same, the result is 0. Otherwise, it is 1. This implements an exclusive OR operation, hence XOR. Exactly 1 argument has to be 1 for the final result to be 1. We can show this with the truth table. Bam! Most programming languages implement caret as a bitwise operator.
Right, so 0, 0, so 0, 0, 1, so 0, 1, so 1, 1, 0, so 1, 1, 1, so 0.
Meaning XOR is individually applied to each bit in the string of bits. There we go. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. So we can do this bad boy right here. Because of this, we can apply XOR to anything, not just Booleans. Right? It'd be weird to do it to Booleans. I only know XOR on non-Boolean stuff. Deducing some.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to head out here tonight. I'm excited to start the course tomorrow with you guys. I'm going to catch up on a little bit of sleep here and then get ready to go. I released my product again today, so I had another busy day at work today, but I was able to get out, the third one out of the 3 was the easier of the 3, and so now I have to repeat it with kind of another set next week. So, but we're going to start the MIT course tomorrow, so make sure you guys jump back in for that. We're going to start this course here, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to set up a Discord, kind of not like event really, but like a Discord category here, where you'll be able to access kind of like my weekly breakdown of the course as I go through it. I'm going to try, honestly, to do a lecture a day, at least, maybe a lecture every other day.
Mohan says have fun. Have Good Friday, dude.
But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here and joining me for today. We solved the LeetCode at the beginning of the stream, and then we picked out this new course that we're going to start. So we'll watch this lecture tomorrow. I'll record it, and then I will upload up to the channel for a course watch along. So thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me. Be here tomorrow for the course, and let's get some learning going. Please join the Discord link down below if you have any questions or like to chat with me regarding content here or our projects that we're building. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much for being here, and yeah, bye guys. Have a